So many-to-many relationship. So till last class, we have seen the lookup relationship, master detail relationship, and differences between the lookup and master. Now coming back to the many-to-many relationship, in the many-to-many relationship is also called as a junction object in Salesforce. So junction object is, let's assume that I have an author is a one table and book is a another table. So author is object and book is the object. So assume that in the author, I have a different authors are there in the table. And similarly in the book, there are so many books are written by the author. Let's assume that John is written the Java program and also Java program is written by the Balaguruswamy. So basically combining the two author, they have written the, combining three author, they have written the Java program. So John, Vivekananda and Balaguruswamy. So they combined it and they have written the Java program. Similarly, like manual testing. Manual testing is Vivekananda and Chetan. So both together they have written the manual testing. Similarly, ASP.NET is written by the Robert and John. That means one author is written multiple books. If you look at the John is written the Java program as well as the ASP.NET. Similarly, one book is written by the multiple authors. So we have a many-to-many. That means usually in the Salesforce, what will happen? Like in the Salesforce, when we are implementing the lookup relationship, that means between two objects we will implement. But one object should be a parent and another object should be a child. And parent should be pointing to the multiple child. Parent should be pointing to the multiple child. That means one-to-many relationship. But in this case, this object is also pointing to the multiple. Anyway, author is pointing to the multiple. Similarly, book is also pointing to multiple authors. That means this is a relationship is many authors connected to the many books. Many books are written by the many authors. So in this case, both the tables, both the objects are parent object. Both the objects are parent. Right. So this is connected to the multiple this is connected to the multiple book object. So when we have this kind of a scenario, so we can go for another object, creating another object. Let's say this name is a book author. Book author is a child. So in the book author, so for example, this particular author, John, is written the Java program. So in that case, I'll say here A1001, AP405 and 900. So what are the number of pages are there? And similarly, A1001 is also written the another book which is called as a ASP.NET. Right. So next A1002. So who has written the two books, which is a B406 manual testing, and similarly they have written the Oracle SQL. So like this we will capture. That means whatever the object that we are going to introduce, this object is having a relationship with this parent, could be a lookup or could be a master. You can implement a lookup or a master data relationship. You can implement a lookup or master data. Similarly, the book ID is also linked to the book object. So where you can implement a lookup or a master data relationship. So where we have this child object is connected to the two parent objects. So when one child is connected to the two parent, which is nothing but a junction object. This is called junction object. That means many-to-many relationship. Many-to-many relationship. Junction object. Right. So object one, usually object one is with the object two, one-to-many relationship will be there, right? And object two to object one will be one-to-many relationship is there. So when this object one is connected to the many, books and one book is connected to the many authors. In that case, we will say it is a many-to-many relationship. So many-to-many relationship does not associate between the two objects. It's required another object. It's required another object. So we can achieve this junction object only introducing the another object, and in this object we need to have a relationship to the two parents. So one is a lookup relationship or master data relationship. Another child is also lookup or master data relationship. So in this case, we call it as this object is called as a junction object. So same thing, this is a assignment. So create a object which is called as a author object and create another object which is called as a book object, and just create the fields author ID, author name, location. Similarly, in the book object, book ID, book title, and unit price. So once you create the details, just create few records in the author object as well as create a few records in the book object. Once these two setup configuration is done, then create another object which is called as a book author. So in the book author, create a field which is called as a relationship, lookup relationship, or a master data relationship, which is pointing to the author object. Create another field which is called book ID, and the data type is either lookup or a master. So once you are done, that means it is already implemented. Here, number of pages, just take it. This is a normal number field. So which will be some numbers, you can specify it. So this is the assignment. Same information we have discussed right now. And another assignment. So the same one, implement author object and book object, and then implement a book author also. Create a related fields in all three objects, and then configure the master detail relationship or the lookup relationship between the book author and author object. Similarly, book author and book object. So this is the trial head link, and I have provided the referral link for the detailed information. That's about the many-to-many